What's up there guys? I'm back for another film review today, and today I thought I'd go for something a little bit different. If you watched my Terminator review, I said now I'm going to be doing an independent film. So the independent film in question, Kevin Smith's Clerks. Now what's there to say about Clerks itself? When you watch the film, it really is the definition of independent filmmaking. If you know some of the history behind the making of Clerks, then you understand what I mean by that. Because Kevin Smith made Clerks by maxing out several credit cards, selling many of his personal possessions to help fund the film. For example, his entire comic book collection. He had to work continuously to be able to get the film done. He actually worked at the Quick Stop as well, so he was working at the Quick Stop at the same time as filming this, as well as hiring friends to play bit part roles, especially hiring your own mother to play a small role in the film. And yeah, like, the actors in the film, they're not highly trained thespians, say on the same level as Charlton Heston, Christian Bale, or Meryl Streep, Jack Nicholson. You know, those kind of actors that have had those iconic roles throughout their lives. But the actors who were in Clerks, Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson, Marilyn Gigliotti, even Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, and they'll be able to look back on this and say, yeah, this was my moment, this was my time. But anyway, enough about that. But also as well, like, to do with the filmmaking of Clerks, like, they used hockey sticks as boom mics, as boom mic holders. They had to shoot it in black and white. So again, that's why you can understand that when I say that Clerks is a true definition of independent filmmaking. You know, that's how it is. It is a severely low budget film. I think it was a case of that the soundtrack that they used ended up costing more than the actual cost of the film itself. I think it was made somewhere in the region of about $250,000, so $250,000. You can make a film for anything. But anyway, enough about that. So, Clerks. What is the plot of Clerks? Clerks follows the antics of two store clerk workers, Dante and Randall, and how they essentially annoy customers, talk about movies. Dante goes through a bit of a relationship crisis with his girlfriend Veronica, who is a sweet young woman, does anything for him, and then he receives word that his former flame, Caitlin Bree, is back in town and is getting married to an Asian design major. He's willing to sacrifice his relationship with Veronica for one last chance with Caitlin, and then shit goes wrong. Yeah, so I'm not going to say any more about that. It's not exactly a highly complex plot. It's very straightforward. It's more segmented. I mean, there's not a lot I can say about the filmmaking style. It's unique, yes, but, you know, with shooting the film in black and white, it makes it stand out a little bit more, makes it a little bit different. But, you know, when you know the reality of that being a cost-cutting measure to try and save as much money to get the film made, then you can understand it as well. It's not one of those films that is going to be a tour de force of filmmaking, because like I said, it's an independent film, and I will be saying independent an awful lot. You've probably heard me say independent so many times already, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to carry on. You know, it is that. It is what it is. That's the beauty of the film. It's a $250,000 film that somehow made it. That just made it. And it made Kevin Smith's career. Obviously, he's gone on to make Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, Jersey Girl, Clerks 2, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, Red State, Cop Out, Tusk, and a film that his daughter's in, Yoga Hosers. Yeah. So Kevin Smith is still going. I mean, like, this is the film that made his career. If you like the film, seeing as it's more of an analysis on the over-the-counter culture, as it's described on the box on the DVD. Because if you look in the sleeve here, so a new funny look at the over-the-counter culture. That's what it says. So you can agree with that. It is more of an analysis of that life, that lifestyle, and that kind of trade as well as having its funny moments. For example, Jay dancing, him just constantly trying to sell drugs and pulling pranks. Some of the things that Randall says and talks about. You could say it's a film that was made for fun, which is true, yeah, but I think at the time Kevin Smith really wanted to take this seriously because it was the film that he wanted to make, and like I said, it made him. So, well done, Kevin, for becoming famous off Clerks. You know, you've made a wonderful career. I've got all of the View Askew films myself, so, and there's allegedly going to be a Clerks 3 due out in 2018, and a Mallrats 2 entitled Mallbrats. Yeah, so you never know, we might be seeing a bit more of the View Askew universe. But there's not much else I can say about Clerks at the moment, because like I said, you can't really go in depth and analyse its filmmaking style because it's a very basic film. It was made in a very basic way. It had to utilise several things, like I said, the boom mic holder being a hockey stick, to be able to get it done, to get the film made, the black and white filming, the some of the shots that they use. I mean, yeah, it's a very basic film, so you can't really go in depth about that. You can't go in depth about the acting, you know, how well do they do, because at the time these weren't real trained actors. It was friends, you know, small time actors that had parts here and there, maybe in local theatres or, you know, street performing or whatever they were doing before participating in Clerks. Can't really say anything about the direction as well. I mean, you know, it's almost like people being themselves when they've worked in a customer service role, you know. Can't say much about the writing as well, because the writing really kind of speaks for itself. If you know what I mean, it speaks for itself when you're watching it and the dialogue is being spoken. It's, as I said, it's just an analysis of the over-the-counter culture. There you go, I fucked up there. No, nice one, dude. Anyway, so you can't really fault it, but it's still a fun and enjoyable film to watch. I love it. I mean, I think it's a landmark of filmmaking, you know. If you're looking for like a good independent film to watch, Clerks is a good shout. It really is. Of course, you know, there are a lot of independent films that have made it big. For example, Juno, speaking, that's an independent film. Independent films are generally defined by how much their budget is, even if they do have, you know, big studio backing. But Juno is generally defined as a independent film. But that's also a bit different. So maybe I'll review that someday. But at the moment, I've got a plan of films I want to review. like I said, it's an analysis. You can't really judge it. And as I was saying before, it's a good, fun, independent film. It really is. So if you want to go watch it, go watch it. But until that time, Kevin Smith's Clerks, I give a solid 9 out of 10. Now, the reason I give Clerks a 9 out of 10 is because even though it's a highly basic film in terms of its filmmaking style, the film is still fun to watch, it's enjoyable, and if you wanted to make your own small budget film, you can learn a lot from it. You really can. Of course, if I could, I would. I mean, I would love to go out and make a film like that. So Clerks would be a great inspiration, a great starting point for you to learn how to make your own independent films. There are several books out there on how you can make your own feature film with such a tiny budget, you know. But Clerks, like I said, is an example on how to get done. How to get done. What you can utilise to your advantage to be able to save costs, etc., etc. But yeah, Clerks, 9 out of 10. It's good, fun, enjoyable. It is what it is. I like it, and it's helped spawn an entire film universe, like I said, with View Askew. So, with that in mind, hope you've enjoyed the review. I know it's probably not going to be... I apologise if it's not as in-depth as, say, like my Terminator or Batman and Robin film review. But I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope that you come back to watch my next one, and it's going to be another independent film. Not going to give away any spoilers here, but you just have to find out. But if when you watch it and you know what I'm on about, then awesome, sweet. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Take it easy, have a good day, enjoy yourselves, stay safe, and we'll see you very soon for some more random trivia, film reviews, film trivia, video game trivia, sport trivia, football trivia, any kind of trivia really. So we'll see you soon for that. Take it easy, stay safe, and have a good day.